Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. August of 2024 looks good on you. Major breakthroughs of success and intense, beautiful outcomes in your career space, but also you feel good this month because with Lord Venus moving through your sign, you feel optimistic, happy, charming, and physically usually quite well. It's good for how you feel about being you. It's good for your career. We're going to dive into some of the action that's happening in our sky as we go through all of the details of the month of August. Before we start, my name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign houses. Fixed stars and minor asteroids are my specialty. If you like this kind of weekly, monthly, lunar content, eclipse content, come join me on my channel. Everything I do is all signs delineations, except for the political stuff, of course. So check it out and like, subscribe, and, give me a try. The only thing I want to share with you before we go ahead and do the video today is I have my Sky Reader course starting in September, 6 weeks long, starting in mid-September. Be your own astrologer and time your best life. I've taught this 5 times, and this is the 5th time, and it's lots of fun. Live coaching calls every week, a private Facebook group. You get to keep the content forever. Replays and all the documents and content is available to you in my teaching platform. So if you miss a few classes or you start and can't finish, no big deal. You have the content forever. It's never not taught live. It's not something I'm selling. So, okay, check it out. If you want to get on the wait list for early bird discounts on that and know when the cart opens, it is in the description box below. I'll probably be sending out a notification for enrollment in the middle of August. Okay, so let's get talking about your sky. First of all, let's say this is your month, and it happens every year to be your month when Venus moves through the house of you. We all love when Venus, the greater, lesser benefic, is moving through our sign, because if it's your moon, you feel good about maybe your body and your home life and your emotions. And if she's moving over the sign that is your sun, your career, your purpose, your reputation. And if she's moving over your rising sign, you feel good about everything. In your emotions, your body, your outlook on life is buoyant, optimistic, and friendly. And it's kind of like the miscongeniality in the beauty pageant. You are kind of charming and people really like to be around you. You can use your charm offensive. So Venus is moving through your Virgoian house of you, or sign of you, or your sun and moon, from August the 5th through to the 29th. Now, August the 5th to the 29th, she is going to make you feel more attractive. You love yourself more. You feel good, and other people like you as well. You become very charming. And so look forward to that transit. Now, what's also happening at the very same time is we have Mercury moving through Virgo, and he's the lord of your sign, the planetary body that has the most power. When Mercury is moving through your sign, you are going to find yourself feeling very good because he's at home and he's in the house of his joy. But it's complicated in the month of August. Why is it complicated? It's complicated because of a retrogradation. After he had been moving through Leo, your 12th house of self-undoing, self-sabotage, addictions, and foreign travel, among other things, he then ended up sliding into the sign of Virgo. And by August the 5th, he stops and says, wait a minute, I'm leaving. I'm turning around. I need to go back and finish some unfinished business. So this means that you're going to see him August the 5th turn around at 4 degrees of Virgo. Is your sun, moon, or rising sign anywhere between 0 and 7 degrees of Virgo, you really feel this turnaround. It's like you were going to go in a certain direction. You'd made some decisions, you had thought it out, and now you're going, oops, let's go back. We have to clean up some old business. Now, his retrogradation is in Virgo through to August the 15th. So it is going to be August the 5th to the 15th, those 10 days, where you're kind of changing your mind, basically. You're reassessing something. You're going over it in your head again and making some decisions already. Mm-hmm. And so there's a kind of rethinking, revising, re-understanding, re-ideating, something that you had already been pursuing or pondering. What could it be? Probably things to do with your physical health and the 12th house of self-undoing, where he had been traveling before this. Do you have a bad habit, addiction of some sort? Are you, in the clutches of your own self-sabotage? If you are in any way, you're now having the chance to go back and rethink this and come up with new ideas. You see, Mercury is in an elemental fire year, meaning he's spending a lot of time in Leo, one of the fire signs that we haven't seen since 2017. So this has kind of got an extra edge to it. He will be then moving backwards in your house of self-undoing, self-sabotage, falling away from yourself, August the 15th to the 29th, he slides back to 21 degrees of Leo, your 12th house, in whole sign houses. Quite often, Mercury likes to research, understand, and communicate. And when he's in the 12th house, he'll be doing that behind the scenes. If you have behind the scenes projects you need to work on, behind the scenes research or study into areas of life that you have felt are your own worst enemy, you are your own worst enemy, you'll be doing a lot of looking at that as well. Every now and then, Mercury in the 12th house is about dream messages. Really pay attention to your dreams between August the 15th through the 29th. They can give you profound insight into what you need to know. August 15th to 29th can also involve communications and changes of plans or revising plans to do with foreign land travel as a possibility, for example. Then I want to mention, of course, now we're finished with Mercury. You've got the lay of the land for the month of August. I am talking about Mars, moving through Gemini since the 20th of July. Mars in Gemini, every 2 years, not that common, is in the top of your sky, your career and reputation. Now, if you already have a job, and you're already working somewhere, it means you're likely going to quit your job if you can, but quitting for Jupiterian reasons. Jupiter is up there since May of this year, and it'll be up in the top of your sky, 10th house, until next year in June. And this gives you career luck, basically. So my Virgo rising daughter just applied for a job and got it. I thought she would. I told her your sky looks good. It's a plum job after graduating from university, but she has to quit her gym job. So it's an example. So where might you want to step away, cut, end, or sever something in a career and reputation space during the month of August, also starting July 20th, of course. And Mars is up here till early September. With Jupiter up here, however, Mars will bump into Jupiter. And Jupiter and Mars will hit a perfect conjunction around the 14th, 15th of August. This hasn't happened since 1989. Now, a lot of you weren't alive or old enough to have career and reputation matters playing out specifically. But if you are old enough, it's replaying what looks like commander-in-chief, bold confidence, exuberant, a good, prosperous, magnanimous, yay, you energy in your career and reputation. So you had this before in 89, now you've got it again. It's kind of going to be a whole deep dive video on the synodic cycle of this and what it might mean for your sign. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Jupiter can be also about, just luck in the career. And Mars is the passion, drive, ambition, and hard work. Like not a normal every 2-year transit of Mars through my 10th house. I know I'm Aquarius rising, but I always notice that I work my ass off. I'm really driven to succeed in the top of my sky. All right. So there is that story going on as well. Of course, Lord Saturn is still in your 7th house, will be until last March through to February of 2026. This makes your marriage partner controlling or difficult or hard or heavy burdened, or a business partner. You may feel they're going through a hard time. They're melancholic. They want to isolate and be alone more than normal. They all carry Saturnian energies. And there's a few things going on in that marriage this month, or in the significant long-term committed love stories this month, that bring you into some critical decision turning point momentum. So I'll be getting more details on that as we go through the chronological story of the month ahead, including the 2 moons in Leo and Aquarius. Are you ready? Grab a pen, grab a paper. So maybe you might want to write these down, listen to it again, keeping your notes handy as the sky unfolds, so you can time your best life. That's the whole point, navigational tools in astrology. I think I told you my sky reader class is coming, right? I really can't remember. I'm jet lagged and I'm trying to record these in a batch filming. But don't forget, Sky Reader starts this fall. Check out the wait list below and get on the description box below everything about me, including my website. You can read about the Sky Reader class there. Okay, so first of all, we start off the month on August the 2nd. When we start off the month on August the 2nd, we have a Venus shock and awe surprise with squaring Uranus, to do with money and love in general, or values, or other Venusian themes. However, Venus is in the house of you. So you kind of have the Venus energy. You're holding on to Venus. You've got her. She's got you. And you're lucky with her here. So I'm not as worried as I normally would be because of, I apologize, jet lag. When we start the month before August the 5th, she's still in Leo. So there is a surprising development that is unexpected to do with legal matters, court cases, book publications, travel to foreign shores and lands, and disruption or unexpected developments. You may also have a shocking surprise regarding some hidden pleasure, bed pleasure, secret pleasure, or some situation where your own self undoing is in the service of escapist pleasures. Venus in the 12th house, and a square to Uranus, which is a wake up call. So I'm saying if you have an addictive habit or pattern, looks like a bit of a wake up call around August the 2nd. One of those wake up calls or rock bottom kind of moments may occur because Uranus is in the house of your Dharma, following your life path, being in alignment with your true self. And there's a bit of a disruptive energy here for sure around August the 2nd. But on the good news, on August the 4th, we have a new beginning, a new moon in Leo. There's never a better time for a Virgo to get out from underneath any sabotaging self and doing bad habit and pattern. New beginnings, new moon at 12 degrees of Virgo, reset button in your 12th house, resetting your foreign shore lands and travels, resetting your income from abroad from international revenue, reset. August the Did I write the date down? August the 4th, 2024. Over the 2 weeks that follow, you'll see the need for that reset, but it can unfold in the 6 months that follow that the resetting of the 12th house matters continue to unfold. August the 6th, the sun sextiles Jupiter. It is a beautiful, flowing, positive energy between these planets. It's going to be Jupiter, of course, giving you that career luck at the 10th house, top of your sky, flowing to the sun in the 12th house. Now, that can look like backroom deals and negotiations, people behind the scenes in the workspace machinating on your behalf in positive ways. Sun in the 12th house is you're putting a light, right? Every year you can go through this with the sun in Leo season, right? During the summer, August into September. My brain, sorry. This is like really jet lag, guys. July, August, when the sun is moving through the sign of Leo, you can find yourself being able to shed a bright light on your own, the way you undo your own life. And that includes everything from psychological, emotional, and addictive patterns, habits, and strategies that just don't work, right, for your success in life. And so that light is shining in that part of your chart, and it is in a beautiful flow to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter can represent education or learning or some positive support from somebody in the workspace that's a superior, helping you or championing you to make some turnarounds in that regard. August the 8th, now Mercury's retrograde and crashes into Venus in Virgo. And the energy of the two of them conjunct in Virgo, around 3 degrees of Virgo, is in the house of you. So this is you with your mind and Mercury in the house of his joy and your ruler colliding with the goddess of pleasure in the sign of health. And I think a lot of you will make some decisions based on things that you've been already considering in your past, right? So don't forget the retrogradation of Mercury begins on August the 5th. And by August the 8th, you're going rethinking things to do with pleasure, health, and it's already been in play. You've been thinking about it for a while. And then also this conjunction can be you doing something to speak, communicate, or ideate something that brings you prosperity and luck. And that will be around, as I said, August the 8th. And we move into August the 13th to the 16th, where we feel the energy of Mars and Jupiter co-joining in the 10th house of career. It marks an intense reset button between these two planets. You'll want to check out my free webinar that I'll be putting out. And you'll also want to check out the deep dive video into that, because honestly, this cycle hasn't happened since 1989. And you're resetting your career, reputation, space. It's like a fresh start, a new beginning, a positive energy. It allows you to be like commanding, bold, confident, successful, driven at the top of the sky. I think this is positive. You may find, though, you got to watch out for a clash with a Jupiter character, a boss. So watch for clashes with superiors as well around the August 13th to the 16th time frame. But Lord Mercury is your planetary body that looks out for you and has your back. And on the 15th, he's going to move into Leo in a sextile to the Mars Jupiter conjunction, therefore for supporting you to make the most of it in a positive way. It could even be some backroom conversations where the boss says, we're paying you too little, or we want to up level you, or we want to give you a promotion. It could look like a great performance review, those kinds of things. Someone takes you backstage on the boss work setting with some positive feedback. Now, as this is happening, this Mars conjunction to Jupiter, we begin to notice that Mars and Jupiter both will square Saturn in your 7th house of significant long-term love committed partnerships. Most often, that's exactly what that is. You're going to have some tension with a significant other emerging, even as you're having all of this intense opening of success in your career. So there can be some difficult tension with that significant other or a legal and contractual matter connected to your workspace. Or if you are in the online social media world and you have a big audience marketplace, some tension with those folks as you express yourself at the top of the sky in bold career, demand, passion, champion, hero, warrior ways. Possibly your partner may be objecting to something to do with the romantic time together or the romantic energies. Why? Because Venus is coming through the house of you. She's the goddess of romantic love, sexuality, friendliness, all of that good sort of like romance. And she's opposite Saturn. And you may be, because Venus and Virgo, she's not in her element. She's in the sign of her fall. You may be like, arms crossed. I'm too busy at work. I'm not sure I have time to be romantic or snuggly or affectionate or whatever she wants. You would think your partner's wanting. It's love is hard. You're coming into a love is hard transit. You're going to feel that between the 15th to about the 24th of August. That's where your relationship is strained. Be aware of that. If you don't have a relationship, don't start a new long-term love story under this influence. It's not a good time to date. You'll bake in the first meeting with a very difficult, your career success, your hard work, no energy for your partner, perhaps. And they're grumpy and controlling or isolated and morose and mopey all about that. Now, if you don't have a partner yet, as I said, don't get into a new relationship. Love relationship, but Saturn here can also be about business partnership relationships or other significant people. Again, it doesn't matter who they are. There's just this tension in the sky. It will pass, but it is a T-square, and it can sort of propel you to make decisions that are rash. With Mars at the top of the sky, you might go, between the 15th and 24th of the month, I'm done. I quit. I'm out of here. Not just, it can happen with a T-square here. So if that's the right thing for you, great. You've had Juno moving through your first house, Virgo, forever. And that's like you making decisions basically of should I stay or should I go? Or am I supposed to commit or am I not committing? Are we getting married? Are we not getting married? What is this long-term commitment for? You've got this eyeballs on commitment or not, perseverance, diligence, but there can be a flashpoint of intensity from the 15th to the 24th with your significant other. Be careful about that. We look at Venus squaring Mars, the cosmic lovers. And again, there's tension when it comes to your career. Mars at the top of the sky with Jupiter, Venus in the house of you. You are the Venusian one. You've got all the cards in your hand, but you have some tension with the demands of your work and your personal health, the demands of your work and your personal preferences. You want to have some joy and pleasure. You want to have some fun. Venus is in the house of you, but I'm going to say there's a lot of tension in the work and other access. It's still kind of August 21st to 24th, significant other. Oh my God, we're having problems squaring Mars. So remember I said you could, just before that, up until about the 18th, 19th, watch out. 18th, 19th is where you and a significant other could have a blowout. In fact, on the 18th and 19th, you have Venus square. Mercury square Uranus. So unexpected, shocking communications, emails, or phone calls, things like that. Whew. Especially with Mercury in the sign of Leo. This is where he's gone back into the house of self-sabotage, secrets, and backroom deals and negotiations, squaring Uranus. So Uranus is in a kind of human resources house in the work world. So maybe some shocking emails and phone calls from people in work settings, etc. on the 18th and 19th. But back to your relationships. I know a lot of you say, I don't have a relationship. What does it mean? It can mean anything. Some significant other person and you are going to have a clash in the middle of August, right? 15th to the 24th. By the time we get to the 21st and the 24th, though, that window of time, now there's Mars in the mix. And that's where that cutting, ending, and severing can happen. You might want to flee your job, quit. You might want to quit the relationship with a significant other. The significant other may want to quit you. It's just a gnarly sky. What do you do with that? Proactively, you breathe. You don't make rash decisions. You let it percolate. You let it simmer. Okay. All right. And I like Venus in the house of you. I do not think that this is going to harm you in any significant way if you are able to take that intensity of the middle of the month and act on it with a bit of wisdom. All right. A bit of wisdom rather than fly off the handle. On August 26th and 20, oh, almost forgot. We have a second moon on August the 19th. This is full at 27 degrees of Aquarius. Now, the new moon was in Leo, which is, as I mentioned, that 12th house is kind of hidden, but this is the workspace, full light, fullness, completions, and fulfillment in work, lighting up the work and the health space as well. And Pluto's here in Aquarius now as well for you, retrograding, but there. So powerful transformational spotlight on health matters, addictions, over the next 6 months from this moon, August 19th, that impact your health, but also on the work. And a full moon in the workhouse, not just August 19th, add 2 weeks, but August 19th, add 6 months, can lead you to really focusing on how you wish to be fulfilled and fruitful and bounteous, like a tree ripening in the workspace, a colleagues, a coworker space, etc. But at the same time, there is a square to Uranus, and there may be some unexpected, surprising, shocking developments regarding your work and the following words: foreign shores, foreign lands, legal and court matters, and educational matters in connection to the work environment in some way, or the health environment in some way. And then we look at the happy thing going on here, August the 26th and 27th, when Lord Venus, your gal, she's got your back. We want her to flow to Uranus. We always love it. She's in the late degrees of Virgo. She's going to flow to Uranus at 27 degrees of Taurus on August 26th, 27th. You're going to like this energy. There is no two ways about it. It will feel like a golden, lucky bit of opportunity to do with foreign shores, foreign lands. But if you're employed, human resources and the people in the back scenes of the hiring industries in your profession favoring you in a surprising way. Also look like, I don't know what it could be, but it also looks like you could have some positive developments that may have to do in some way with higher education breakthroughs, book publishing breakthroughs, foreign land, shores, and travel, surprising opportunities and breakthroughs around August 26th and 27th. And finally, on the 28th and 29th, Venus goes into an opposition to Neptune, which can be challenging. This energy is one of having to not be deluded, to look squarely at something about your significant other, as they also have to do the same thing. This is where Neptune, the god of delusion, illusion, and addiction, retrograding in the house of your partner, who may be pulling away from addictions, by the way, as well with the retrograde Neptune, but also the mirror for your own addictions and or undoing or escapist tendencies. And you have this Venus looking squarely over at that Neptune in the house of you. When we look through the eyes of Venus, we look through the eyes of what unites us. And so you want to find the commonality and the uniting factor with a business partner or a significant other in your life. And even though there's I, thou tension and oppositional energy, I do say that the 28th and 29th and 30th of the month, good news is Neptune retrograde with Saturn allows for a kind of sagacity and sober-minded wisdom about this relationship with a significant other. If you don't have a relationship with a long-term partner, don't start one under this influence, and be careful that you're not swindled or lied to or manipulated by an oncoming romance. I don't think I'd start a new relationship with a Venus-Neptune opposition. You can date, but I wouldn't want to go serious with anybody that you meet at the end of the month for you single Virgos under this energy. Okay? Thank you for listening. Don't forget, everything about me is in the description box below. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, come back and check out a month later if any of this made sense. A lot of people do that. Sky Reader starts in the middle of September. My Patreon community gets early access ad-free content. You don't. If you want to get this early access ad-free instead of getting it later and also having to watch ads for $5 a month, you join Patreon, get a couple meetings with me a month, up to 3 or 4, depends on your tier, and a bunch of other freebies. A lot of perks being on my Patreon community. Next year, those perks are going to increase as I may only open my calendar for bookings to those who are in my Patreon community because I am overloaded with people wanting to see me. So I don't know how to prioritize. And I think if you're a community member, I will prioritize you. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful month of August.